This isn't about running marathons or starting a complicated meditation practice. This is about restoring calm, clarity, and competence simply by adjusting the light, the sound, and the breath immediately around you. I'm talking about small shifts in your daily routine, changes so subtle you barely notice them, that act like a silent firewall against anxiety and cognitive overload after 60. Think about that constant, low-level hum of stress you feel when you step into the kitchen, or the difficulty recalling a name that's right on the tip of your tongue. That isn't just getting older. Often, that's just brain fatigue, caused by unnecessary environmental noise. I'm a physician, yes, but I'm also a scriptwriter specialized in healthy aging. I see the data, and I write the narrative. And the narrative I see most often is people trying desperately to medicate away problems that safer, simpler routines could solve. We're going to prove that independence, sharp memory, and deep emotional presence don't require a pharmacy or a complex regimen. They require design. We need less noise, more peace, more clarity. Want to know the secret to waking up lighter, feeling safer when you're alone, and having consistently calmer thoughts before sleep? It lives in the 3 minutes it takes to change the lighting in your living room, or the simple act of choosing silence over background noise. You can initiate a 3-minute reset that restores calm faster than most traditional meditation methods. You can learn a Japanese ritual to reduce mind chatter immediately, and I can show you how to find peace in your living room in the next 24 hours. The clutter that steals your memory. Here's the micro story I see every day. You start the morning determined. You have your coffee, you have your list. Then you walk into the kitchen or the home office. Look around. Really look. Is there a stack of papers, dishes waiting, or 6 half-finished projects spread out? Is the television running in the background, ostensibly for company, filling the space with noise you aren't even listening to? This visual and auditory chaos isn't just annoying, it's aggressively expensive to your brain. We treat our brains after 60 like they need more stimulation, more puzzles, more complex multitasking, more news streaming. But often, the brain needs the exact opposite. It needs radical rest from unnecessary input. When you see clutter, the papers piled on the counter, the disorganized shelf, the collection of items that don't belong, your brain registers it as an unfinished task. Each pile, each stray object, demands a tiny, persistent sliver of your cognitive bandwidth. It's called visual overstimulation. This constant low-grade cognitive drain prevents your brain from doing its core tasks, focusing, retrieving memories, and managing emotion. If your physical space is loud and messy, your internal emotional space will be too. I got overwhelmed, too. For years, I believed I had to push through the noise. I thought productivity meant managing more chaos simultaneously. But that just led to the classic common mistake. High anxiety masked as high motivation. When I felt anxious or forgetful, I didn't blame the environment. I blamed my internal capacity. The shift? I started treating my environment like the third silent member of my care team. If you want clarity, start with clean corners. Create anti-anxiety corners at home. These are small, deliberate spaces that are completely empty or contain only one dedicated item. A truly empty corner of a kitchen counter, a clean patch of desk where nothing but a pad of paper rests. When your eyes land on that space, your brain registers rest, order, safety. This visual hygiene is better than walking for immediate mental clarity, because it changes the input stream before it hits the processing center. It stabilizes your baseline mood. Less noise, more peace, more clarity. Dabkasri. Auditory hygiene. The peace formula. Now let's talk sound. Most people, especially when living alone, keep the TV or the radio running constantly. They think it combats loneliness. What it actually does is introduce erratic, uncontrolled auditory input that forces the brain's filtering system into overdrive. You are unconsciously trying to distinguish conversational human voices from background music, from dramatic scoring, from advertisements, all while trying to prepare a meal or read a book. This is exhausting work. Silence in the room sharpens the mind. Seriously. Try this experiment for 2 hours today. Absolute silence. Turn everything off. Notice the quality of your thoughts. They might feel louder initially, but they become clearer, more defined, less scattered. We want the sound plus light, or the Stanch peace formula. In the morning, before you start your day, choose intentional sound. If you must have background noise, choose classical music, quiet instrumental jazz, or even natural sounds, water, quiet wind. Crucially, the sound must be predictable and nonverbal. Human speech, even in the background, demands high cognitive processing. Combine intentional, calming sound with intentional light. Morning light should be bright and preferably natural, signaling to your body clock, circadian rhythm, that it's time for alert focus. Evening light must be soft, warm, and low, signaling rest. This simple pairing, calm sounds and appropriate light, is a neurological reset button. Daily mental hygiene, anchor habits, and the digital trap. Mental hygiene isn't just about turning off the news. It's about building reliable, predictable micro-habits that anchor your mood and prevent anxiety drift. Every successful day starts with the non-negotiable anchor ritual. This helps reduce anxiety, stabilize mood, and prevent cognitive drift throughout the day. My recommended anchor is the Mwamti ritual. It's simple, tactile, and provides immediate sensory stability. 1. Morning light. Activation. Step immediately toward a window or go outside upon waking. Get at least 5-10 minutes of light exposure, even on cloudy days. This stops the production of sleep hormones and kickstarts focus hormones. 2. The warm mug. Prepare a warm, non-caffeinated drink, herbal tea, hot water with lemon. Hold the mug in both hands. Feel the warmth. This warmth is an immediate, comforting, somatic signal to your nervous system. You are safe. You are grounded. 3. Focused. Silence. The best focus ritual. Has no phone. Sit for 5 minutes with your warm mug. Do not touch your phone, a newspaper, or the TV remote. Focus solely on the steam rising, the scent of the tea, and the sensation of the warmth. This focused presence trains your brain to select and hold attention, which is the foundation of sharp memory. This simple, daily ritual of sensory engagement reduces the perceived complexity of the morning, which often triggers anticipatory anxiety. When you stabilize the start, the rest of the day tends to fall into place. We also have to address the digital trap. Notifications, endless scrolling, alerts. These are dopamine triggers designed to addict and distract. They break concentration into 1,000 pieces. If you want sustained focus and improved short-term memory, dedicate chunks of time where your phone is in a separate room, silenced, face down. You're not required to be instantly available. You're required to be present where you are. But food, focus, and the energy crash. We often sabotage our own mental clarity with what we consume, mistaking temporary spikes for real energy. Let's talk about clarity foods and what to skip. The number one culprit for mental fog, irritability, and afternoon memory lapses is the afternoon sugar crash. That desire for a donut, a soda, or a large starchy lunch around 2 p.m. is your body begging for an immediate insulin fix after a morning of unstable energy. The crash that follows, the fatigue, the brain fog, the loss of motivation, is real. Forget the afternoon sugar crash. By optimizing breakfast and mid-morning fuel, your brain runs primarily on glucose, but it needs a slow, steady supply. Hydration first. Before coffee, drink a large glass of water. Dehydration is a common cause of minor cognitive impairment and confusion after 60. Protein and fiber. Anchor your breakfast and mid-morning snack around protein, healthy fats, and high fiber. Eggs, oats, Greek yogurt, nuts, and berries. This combination releases glucose slowly, stabilizing your mood and focus for hours. What to skip? Excess processed sugar, refined white flour, white bread, pastry, and excessive caffeine after 1 p.m. Late caffeine interferes with sleep quality, and poor sleep is the fastest route to anxiety and memory failure. Here's a lesser-known tip for evening peace. Fruit before bed for calm dreams. A small piece of fruit, like a banana, kiwi, or a handful of cherries, provides natural sugars and tryptophan, which aids in serotonin and melatonin production. It's a gentle, natural signal to your body that it's time to wind down, often resulting in deeper, less fragmented sleep and better emotional regulation the next day. And a practical note on brain fuel. Do not refrigerate these if you want brain energy. Avocados and high-quality olive oil. They need to be consumed frequently. Ensure your healthy fats, omega-3s from fish or walnuts, are readily available and consumed daily, supporting the physical structure of your brain cells. The gentle power of movement and self-talk. The link between posture, breath, and mental state is direct. Anxiety slumps the shoulders. Clear focus straightens the spine. You don't need intense exercise. You need grounding. Try this simple chair ritual. 1. Find your ground. Sit in a firm chair with both feet flat on the floor. Feel the contact point of your feet, your thighs, and your lower back. This simple act of feeling physical connection stabilizes your nervous system. 2. Spine alignment. Imagine a string pulling gently upward from the crown of your head. Roll your shoulders back and down gently. This opens the chest, making room for deeper, less panicked breathing. 3. The box breath. Inhale slowly for a count of 4. Hold the breath for 4. Exhale slowly for a count of 4. Pause for 4. Repeat 5 times. This rhythmic breath work is the fastest way to signal the parasympathetic nervous system, rest and digest, to take over from the sympathetic, fight or flight. This gentle movement, combined with focused breathing, halts overthinking in its tracks. Now let's address the internal dialogue. When anxiety strikes or you forget something important, how do you talk to yourself? Usually, we resort to criticism, judgment, or fear-mongering. We need to quote, talk to yourself like this. Instead of asking, why am I always forgetting things? Or I can't handle this, try externalizing the thought. Speak the thought aloud, but phrase it as an observation or a simple, solvable problem. Instead of, I'm feeling overwhelmed. Try, spoken aloud. My nervous system is currently registering overload. I need to implement a 10-minute quiet reset. Instead of, I need to remember that appointment. I hope I don't forget. Try. Written or spoken. The priority task is the 3 p.m. appointment. I will write it down immediately and set a gentle chime alarm 30 minutes prior. Speaking thoughts aloud organizes them. It pulls them out of the anxious loop of rumination and converts them into manageable data points. This is also why I recommend a habit. Better than journaling. This 3-min reset. When you feel anxious or disorganized, don't try to write pages of detailed introspection. Just grab a piece of paper and write 3 lists, quickly and without judgment. 1. Things I can control right now, e.g., my breathing, the clutter on the table, what I eat next. 2. Things I cannot control, e.g., the news cycle, what someone else thinks, the past. 3. The next single action, e.g., making tea, walking to the mailbox, drinking water. Focusing on the next single action grounds you instantly in the present, reducing the overwhelming size of your to-do list and stopping the rumination cycle. The 10-minute sensory restoration ritual. This is the guided sequence to achieve immediate calm and emotional stability. Find a quiet corner, your newly created anti-anxiety corner, and dedicate the next 10 minutes to sensory restoration. Step 1. The scent cue, minute 0 to 1. Choose a calming scent, rosemary, excellent for focus and memory, or peppermint, clarity, essential oil, or a calming herbal tea. Take 3 deep, slow inhalations, focusing only on the scent. This cue bypasses the intellectual brain and speaks directly to your limbic system, shifting your mood immediately. Step 2. Posture and release. Minute 1 of 3. Sit down, feet grounded. Close your eyes. Gently lift your shoulders high toward your ears, tighten them, and then drop them heavily on the exhale. Do this 3 times. Mentally release the tension you didn't even know you were carrying. Adjust your posture, feeling the subtle strength in your spine. Step 3. Gentle breath work. Minute 3 to 7. Place one hand on your belly, one on your chest. Breathe deeply into your belly, letting your hand rise first, then your chest. Exhale fully through gently pursed lips, emptying completely. Use the mantra. Inhale, clarity. Exhale, noise. Repeat for 4 minutes. Feel the steadiness of the breath, the anchor in the present moment. Step 4. Sound and focus. Phrase, minute 7 to 9. Listen only to the sounds immediately around you, the quiet hum of the house, the clock ticking, your own breath. Let these sounds pass through you without analysis. Repeat this focus phrase internally or whisper it softly. I am balanced, I am present, I am safe. Repeat until the phrase settles deep in your core. Step 5. Visual anchor and return, minute 9 to 10. Open your eyes slowly. Focus on a single, clean visual anchor in your anti-anxiety corner. Perhaps a plain vase, a framed image, or the empty corner itself. Let your gaze rest, absorbing the visual piece. When you stand up, move slowly, carrying the stillness with you. The mental benefit of this ritual is profound. You restore agency. You prove to yourself that emotional regulation is an internal mechanism that you control, not an external chemical event you must wait for. A note on safety and autonomy. Always respect your limits. Stop if any movement or breath work feels uncomfortable or dizzying. These routines are gentle, designed for daily living, but adapt them as needed to suit your physical capacity. If you have chronic medical or psychological conditions, please continue to consult with your medical professional. These routines are powerful complements, not substitutes, for professional care. This is your decade of clarity. It begins not with complication, but with intentional simplicity. The path to reduce anxiety, stronger memory, and reliable motivation is paved with silence, stability, and sensory hygiene. It's accessible, it's safe, and it starts today. Your challenge is simple. Choose one calming food swap today, e.g., replacing that afternoon sweet snack with nuts and fruit, and commit to performing the full 10-minute sensory restoration ritual tonight before you settle into bed. Tell me, what single habit will you swap out for clarity today? And what topic about healthy aging and independence should we explore next?